Hey everyone, welcome to the Gamers Den. Today we're going to be discussing games that age poorly. And we're going to start with Garth right next to me. Garth, what games age poorly, in your opinion?
That's a fine line, I suppose. What makes it age poorly? David's going to say the graphics of it, but you know, it's.
You look at the control.
No, for me, the mechanics altogether. Plenty to say, but what I've recently experienced is one of my favorite games on the Game Boy Advance was Mario Kart.
Oh, the Super Circuit.
Absolutely loved it.
I think I agree with you. It's crap nowadays.
Try playing it now. Your drifting is absolutely atrocious.
So pretty much the same as the modern version.
I will slap you. No, we've also invested a lot of time into the 7s and 8s, and
yeah,
you know that's. I mean, you go back to the DS version, and it's aged graphically, but the controls are still tight. They're really good.
You know what I found, because I also actually just recently played Super Circuit, and when you push left or right just to steer your car, and it feels like there's a slight delay.
There's a slight delay, but also when you turn, you tap the button and you're off the course.
Yeah.
So with your delay, you overturning as
well. The game wasn't really 3D. It wasn't. It was 2D sprites.
It was kind of compared to the SNES version, to the original Mario Kart. And when you had the Game Boy Advance, it was good because that's what you were comparing.
Yeah, but the SNES version aged better than that. 100%. Yeah, it's really aged quite badly in terms of Mario Kart.
100%.
So yeah, I agree with you on that. David, let's hear.
Okay. So thanks to good old games, GOG.com, sponsor, no, not really, hopefully one day. But I've been revisiting a lot of the old PC classics like Dungeon Keeper, and I booted up Ultimate Ascension. You know the Ultimate series. So he'll get what I'm saying. So now so obviously back in the day, Ultimate Ascension was like, that was a big deal visually. You know what I'm saying? Like open world, the map was crazy big, and I remember my rig was like it could barely run that game. I had to take like the view distance to like 3 feet and just to get it running. And I remember being so wild by the dynamic weather system. Like that was one of the first games they ever had like moving clouds and a proper day-night cycle and all that. And now I went back to play it. I was like, oh, it's time to revisit. And it is so ugly. It is the ugliest game.
God, just understand, when it comes to David H. Poorly is graphics, the end.
Well, that's like, it's a big part of it. So like, I cannot believe how terrible that game looks. Like seriously. And back in the day, that was like one of the best looking games. And I mean, I'm going back far. It's like what, 15, 14 years? When did 9 come out? That was like 13 years. But so unfortunately,
I pretend that old games I played in my childhood came out 10 years ago.
That's
not altogether accurate.
That's the thing. If you enjoyed a game in your youth, never play it now. That's like seriously. If you're a graphics whore, so you guys will be fine.
No, I'm pretty good.
It ruined Ultimate Ascension for me. Like I tried to get back into it, I just couldn't. The voice acting was terrible.
Does your girlfriend know that you're all about the graphics?
What girlfriend, God? What girlfriend? Yeah.
I do know he's all about the graphics.
You're like, sorry, you're too old now.
Go for yourself, dude. What do you think?
I've played quite a few JRPGs like after their time, and often you get these rave reviews about you have to play this game, you have to play that game, and yes, sometimes it's that nostalgia factor, what have you. But if you guys remember Xbox 360 Lost Odyssey, amazing game back then. You play it now, the graphics still look pretty good. I mean, it's got that pretty realistic look to the characters, what have you. There's a very nice story in it, but everything is slow. Leveling is slow, combat is slow, the story plods along, and these are a lot of things that have been tweaked and changed as games have moved on, and you no longer have like to worry like where was the last save point? Have I run out of this resource? Do I have to do these kind of things? And sometimes you just want to get on with it. And I remember I played it and finished it, and then my wife wanted to play it, and she reached a point eventually that I was like, well, you see where you are now? To finish it, they're like 3 big dungeons, because that was the way, right? Before you can finish the game, please finish these 3 super long, super hard dungeons, and then you'll fight the boss and get the last 10 minutes of story.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, hopped on YouTube and watched it with all the combat removed, and it took it from like the 10 hours she needed to play it to less than 1.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the level of grind and combat and what have you, because there's no fast combat in that game.
The progression is
There's no fast
tedious,
leveling. It's all slow. You have to explore every corner.
And what adds to the poor aging is that the 4th disc might not even work.
Yeah.
That's true.
Best ending ever.
that was a terrible
I
build-up.
actually had mine crash out on the 3rd disc during the cinematic,
Oh.
and so there was
But
no
after some big
saving.
boss battle.
There was no saving, so it was like do a whole dungeon again, and you forget that new games have autosaves to save against this kind of thing and checkpointing or what have you. And it wasn't just Lost Odyssey. Some of the older Tales games, I love the Tales games, but I got one of the older ones after just playing all the most recent ones in a row, and was like, guys, come on, this is too slow.
Yeah.
I've done this, and I've done the story of the little boy that turns away from his village for 2 seconds, and he turns back, and there's a dragon and a meteor, and his hair goes spiky, and he gets a big sword, and goes on his way. They use the trope too often, and that's also a thing that's aged. You need to have something else to drive the story.
When those games came out, it's not like autosave was a new thing either. It's just they
Yes.
didn't use it properly.
No, you don't use that. That's for like casual gamers.
It's not hardcore, man.
Yeah, so you think Lost Odyssey hasn't aged well? Well, I haven't played it since it
No,
came out. so
I remember chatting to Zoe about it, because everyone raved that you have to play it. It's one of the greats. And she was quite disappointed that everyone had told her she had to play it, because it was kind of.
They
And
didn't
I
end up being
understand,
so
because
bad,
it's very slow, and we're reaching this point where we want things to happen quicker,
Faster,
better.
better graphics.
You want to get to the point. I don't want this filler for the sake of filler anymore.
That's true.
Yourself?
Fast food gaming.
Well, I went in. I looked at various aspects: the graphics, the controls, in this specific game, the shooting bits, the voice acting. Everything is just so dated and aged so badly that when you go back there, and I mean, most of us, I'm sure, raved about this game at the time. Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider.
yeah.
Okay. You go back and you look at it. It's first of all, it looks like turd. It's just polygons everywhere. It's got more polygons than that other website. And you look at the shooting bits. You literally push a button, it will aim onto something. I think that you locked onto it, and you would just jump back and forth, shooting whatever, and your aim would stay. The reticle would stay on whatever it was.
Yeah.
You could just jump around. The actual mechanics of walking across stuff. I remember if you wanted to do a proper run and jump and grab onto a ledge, you just jump back once to make sure that the run up was perfect for that jump.
Yeah.
And everything was so square, and the voice acting was horrendous. It's really a very bad aging game. Thankfully, it got a remade version, a proper remake, not just a upsell.
that I thoroughly enjoyed.
No, but that wasn't bad. But the original was really bad. It's you look back now, it's like, I can't believe it took with the wool by Saul.
Yeah.
I don't know when last you guys played it.
She's not the original.
And man, she was so hot when
That's-
I was young.
That's the
Right?
thing. That's the
Those triangles.
Those triangles, oh yeah.
Giant amazing triangles.
And the world seemed so large and what have you when you're there. There was so much, all the exploration and what have you. And I remember it was only like a few games later that you started actually caring about like, why is it so hard to jump over things? Like if you don't hit it at the right angle, or you jump and you see the auto aiming or whatever makes you go wee.
Yeah.
There was always just that game. I mean, you play it now after you play modern games, and it just feels old. It's simple as that. I mean, you can play it on a Sega Saturn controller without analog sticks. That's how old it is. A 3D game, and it just doesn't work.
Analog.
So and I played that recently, and that kind of shocked me. So did Tomb Raider 2 for the record. Number 3 and 4 was a bit better, or Lost Revelation. but that original is very, very shocking and just aged like crap. So yeah, do not go play that game. It'll shatter all the memories that you had.
All the new ones,
Yeah. But yeah, guys, tell us what game you think aged badly. I'm sure there's plenty that we didn't discuss that's in your mind. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
See you guys.